may no longer be with us. In other words, might be dead. And even though most of us have been thinking this for several weeks, it was important that we heard Savannah say that. And I think that, it has been such a roller coaster ride, up and down, different pieces of evidence coming in, arrests of people that didn't pan out. Her emotions have got to be completely frayed. So I think that she is now in the space where she has done and knows she has done as much as she can humanly do. She's communicated, she's asked for tips, she's offered a reward for the recovery even of her mother's body, not even for capture of the kidnapper. And at a certain point, you just get back to your routine. I think it's really wise and mentally healthy for her to return to New York, her home, be with her kids, and then just start contemplating what her next steps will be.
You spoke about her videos, and I've said this before on my podcast, and I've talked to some other people about it. She seems to be very careful in the way that she talks to this alleged kidnapper when she's addressing that person. Um, I've noticed like almost like with a sympathetic tone, which has made me wonder if she thinks or there's the possibility that this is like someone obsessed with her or like a stalker who she's trying to kind of like almost communicate with directly. Have you thought about that at all?
Well, initially, like her very first video started by talking to the public, and then she shifted and started talking to whoever might have her mother. So every one of her videos has been a little bit different. And you can be very certain the first one was incredibly scripted by the FBI. I mean, it was like kidnapping 101. I think all of us were kind of like, was that just the line from Silence of the Lambs?
Right.
It was so scripted that I found it to be highly ineffective, just overly contrived. And I don't think that if there is a kidnapper, which by the way, I have a big question mark there, Brian. I don't at this juncture think there is a kidnapper out there per se. I think there is a person who abducted Nancy, but I don't believe at this juncture that if she was removed from the house intentionally instead of as a crime amelioration or cleanup effort, if that makes sense. I think that if somebody had taken Nancy as a grudge against Nancy, and this is me addressing your question finally, if they really were obsessed with Nancy, or sorry, if they were obsessed with Savannah and
Mm,
took Nancy to hurt Savannah, we would know that. Grudge collectors want you to know why they're hurting you. Otherwise, it's pointless. They don't want to just serve revenge up cold. They want you to know, hey, this is why we did it. And you did something wrong, and this is payback. Alternatively, we had the whole theory, which I caught into in the first week too, that it was a kidnapping for profit. But it was